Genoa City, Granco County. James Kofak Gibson, City Mayor, Nifa City, Granco County. Isaac W. Williams, Township Commissioner, Wutuken Township, Granco County. Caesar Q. Yema, Township Commissioner, Wutuken Township, Granco County. Augustus Ward Genoa, Township Commissioner, South Point Township, Granco County. Emmanuel Derito, Township Commissioner, Nyambo Township, Granco County. Khan G. Shannon, Township Commissioner, Sewaken Township, Granco County. I would greatly appreciate were these to be given expedited confirmation by the Senate, so as to ensure smooth transition in the government. Kind regards, sincerely, Joseph Imam Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia. Madam President Pro Tempore, distinguished members, the reading of the convocation of nomination for the President of the Republic of Liberia.
The distinguished colleagues, you've heard the reading of the communication from the President appointing citizens to the Council of 36 States. 32 states. What is the will and pleasure? Every thought that city.
I haven't received a communication from the Chief Executive with nomination that require confirmation here. I move that in a second that the communication be transferred to the committee on the Internet said the nominee be attached to the report from Monrovia the communication is sent to the Committee on General Affairs to get it before report to the plenary
Without restating the motion, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Secretary send it. See, I got accordingly.
Business on President 6. Communication from Senator J. Alex Tyler of Bombay County requesting for absence of excuse.
Where's Senator Tyler? What does the letter say? Official?
Honorable President Pro Tempore and distinguished colleagues. Notice of absence from 3 sections. With honor, I'm pleased to present my compliments. I read informing you that I will be absent from 3 Senate sections and other legislative functions. I can show you during my absence that I will exert efforts to remain informed about matters discussed and decisions made while I'm away. Please do not hesitate to contact me via phone call or email if necessary. I appreciate your usual understanding and consideration. Best regards, sincerely yours, J. Alex Tyler Sr., Senator of Bombay County.
Thank you. So we'll note that communication for information.
Communication from Senator Francis Escobar.
No.
All of Senator Finley.
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleague, consistent with our rules and standard and procedure, the author of that communication is not present in session, and so we ask that you refer it until the author is present.
All of us can. of Palmer County.
February 17, 2025.
I'll refer to as today, so
Senator Yomri Kanga Lawrence, President pro tempore of the Senate in section, Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President pro tempore. Urgent intervention on the matter of disenfranchisement of Liberian-owned businesses by concession companies. I present my compliments and herewith right to bring to the urgent attention of this esteemed body a concerning matter regarding concession agreements that, despite being legislated and duly ratified, have resulted in the disenfranchisement of Liberians in their own economy. Madam President pro tempore and distinguished colleagues, it has come to our attention that concessions companies are engaging in activities beyond their primary mandates, depriving Liberian-owned business of opportunities that will otherwise contribute to economic empowerment and job creation. A notable example is Bao Chico Mining Company, which in addition to its mining operations, has taken on the trucking of iron ore. This is a business that could be effectively handled by Liberian-owned trucking companies, thereby fostering the growth of a middle-class economy and creating employment opportunities for our people. Similarly, the Mountain Mining Company does not only operate its own petroleum storage tank and imports thousands of metric tons of petroleum products, but has also ventured into the transportation of these products, as well as the production of mineral water, to state a few. These activities directly compete with local Liberian-owned businesses that are fully capable of providing such services, thereby undermining the core objectives of the Liberianization policy and making Liberians spectators in their own economy. It is deeply concerning to see these companies assuming control over essential service industries, including the transportation of iron ore and petroleum products, as though no Liberian-owned company is capable of executing these sites. If left unchecked, this practice will continue to marginalize Liberian entrepreneurs, weaken local enterprise development, and stable economic growth. In light of these pressing concerns, I therefore request plenary's immediate intervention to ensure that concession agreements are implemented in a manner that prioritizes the empowerment and participation of Liberian-owned businesses. Addressing this matter is essential to promoting sustainable economic development, fostering job creation, and ensuring that Liberians are not sidelined in their own economy. Whilst thanking you for your attention to this matter, please accept the renewed assurances of my highest esteem.
That was the reading of the communication from Senator Snow expressing concern over Liberian businesses that are disenfranchised by concession companies. What is your word and pleasure? Senator Chair.
I will listen to the reading of the communication by, unfortunately, just a thank you to the proponent of this communication. I will listen to the reading of his communication. This is a very important matter. I hope that the communication we received and forwarded to our committees on transport and concession to review and make the findings known to us.
Without restating that motion, are you ready to vote? On readiness, Senator Chair.
I'll be ready to vote if Senator can include the Committee on Lands and Mines and Committee on Judiciary, because they are legal matters.
Move it.
Granted. And the movement want to add that we gave the author of the communication 2 minutes to expound on his concerns. Thank you.
Okay, so, the lands and mines added, and the author will be given 2 minutes. Lands, mines, and judiciary added to the committee, and the author will be given 2 minutes. With that clear, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Let us know. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem.
And thanks for the amendment to add all the other community because it's a very serious legal matter. Having said that, Pro Tem, I think when we pass concession here, in addition to revenue collection, it's also for job creation for our people. And the two companies mentioned are not the only two, but it's case study. Pro Tem, for example, the Bar Chico agreement, they want to truck the iron ore across into Bond County, then take the rail and bring it to Monrovia. For some reason, it was modified to come by road and then go either through the port or after the Port River. If you were to go today to Bombing or Bapolu, and the senators from Bapolu were tested, Bar Chico had over 150 trucks owned by the companies that they brought in to transport their own ore. Their primary business is not a truck, it's not transportation. The primary business is iron ore business. But then nowhere in the world you would do this where a simple thing like transporting your own, you bring your own company to do it. And it's cost related. So that portion of it, if you were to give it to a Liberian company, Liberians are here, business people are here. They will go to the bank, they will get loan, they will get their own truck, they will truck those oil. In addition to selling an iron ore and making money, Liberians will get business, Liberians will be in power, thereby creating a middle class. The second case is Bar Chico, or B Mountain. B Mountain is extractive. They into gold business, they're taking the gold. Fine. But even the trucking business, they're going into that. So they truck their own fuel, they bring their own fuel, that one that they LPRC on it. Then they bring in their own tankers. 20,000 gallon tanker here you get about 10 or so between Cape Mountain. If you were to go and give such a contract to a Liberian company, even the same Cape Mountain operating in, you get someone from there to truck it. If you are afraid that they'll steal your fuel, put security there. But give the business to Liberians, Pro Tem. We can't get the people you say can't do iron ore business. Then you bring all your trucks, you bring all your Chinese people to truck the ore. You say can't do gold business. You bring all the trucking people to come haul the fuel and water. They're not even buying water from Liberia. They're producing their own water in addition to producing their own cement and maybe in a concession agreement too. They produce their own water, they produce everything. We may as well just take the country and put it in the hand. Because there is no opportunity for Liberians, no opportunity for Liberian businesses. I think there's something we should look into. If that's what the agreement says, then let's come up and say this is what the agreement says. So the next revision period, they will be able to look at it. But to give them the business, give them the trucking, give them everything, and then what comes back to the economy? Nothing comes back to our economy. So I submit on this matter, and I hope the communities will look into it and report to Plenary expeditiously and fairly. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Snow. In addition to that, I know the committee going to look into it. When we open this session, we ask all committee to work and give us a quarterly report. That is in line with local content, the local content aspect with all of these concession companies. So across the board, not just the two companies. If Liberians have to be accommodated, our oversight responsibilities have to be stronger, and we have to make the decisions that we need to make to do that. So I look forward to the Committee on Lands and Mines and Concession, making sure that we make progress in your quarterly report that should be reported before we close for
It's a communication. It's in the
It's not yet, so we can proceed. But saying,
He's proposing.
So we defer that. That was on this matter.
Emeritus is proposing.
Secretary Senate.
Where are you coming from? What?
Shall we
Where
just
are you from?
A bill for an act to establish in Monrovia Township in
Where are
Dualacan,
you coming from?
Diapo, Title, District, River County, for second reading by title. Madam President,
you're already late, you're working the session late. Chatty, also, and you're disturbing. But I got no order from the floor, so everybody's okay with his dress code. What's the order? Huh? Okay, so that's the Indian dress code?
Yeah.
Is that a shiny clothes? Because it's shiny will let you go.
in Dualacan, Diapo, Statutory District, River County. Second reading by title. Then it goes to committee room.
The Township Bill. The second reading of the Wapo Statutory District, that's River G. What is your will and pleasure? Senator Dubo.
Madam
You are protected by the former Puritan Emeritus.
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished Senator, having listened to the second reading of the bill from the act to establish the Monrovia Township in Dualacan, Maple Title District, River G County, I move and obtain a second and the communication be sent to the Committee on Internal Affairs for appropriate action. So obtain a second.
Without restating the motion, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Again?
To the President's desk is a communication from Senator Francis S. Topo, River County.
The Honorable Liberian Senate, February 17, 2025. Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, President Pro Tempore of the Senate in section. Dear Madam President Pro Tempore, greetings. Reference, National Rent Control Act. Honorable members of the Senate, I'm ready to submit legislation for consideration by the Senate plenary regarding the National Rent Control Act. The purpose of this bill is to regulate rent prices in the Republic of Liberia, ensuring fair housing practices and protect tenants from excessive rent increases while promoting a stable rental market. Therefore, I urge you and your esteemed colleagues in the Senate to prioritize this legislation and facilitate a discussion that could lead to its swift passage. Together, we can take meaningful steps. Attached is copy of the act or the bill to be considered. Thank you for your attention to this important matter. I look forward to your support and the opportunity to discuss this legislation further. Sincerely, with sentiments of highest esteem, I remain Senator Francis S. Dopo, Senator, River G. County.
Distinguished colleague, I was a communication. Oh, you're reading the bill? You have the bill to read?
The National Rent Control Bill. An act to establish the National Rent Control Bureau within the National Housing Authority. Enacted by the Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Section 1 title. This act shall be known as the National Rent Control Act. Section 2 purpose. The purpose of this act is to regulate rent prices in the Republic of Liberia, ensure fair housing practices, and protect tenants from excessive rent increases while promoting a stable rental market. Section 3, creation of the Rent Control Bureau. Establishment. There is hereby established a Rent Control Bureau, hereafter referred to as the Bureau, within the National Housing Authority of the Republic of Liberia. 2, Director. The Bureau shall be headed by a director appointed by the Director General of the National Housing Authority, who shall have expertise in housing policy, academics, or related fields. 3, reporting structure. The Director of the Bureau shall report directly to the Director General of the National Housing Authority.
Order from Senator Chair.
Citing our rules of voluminous document, I move that the bill be received by plenary and be brought back for the second reading, same day the first reading, and copies be made for the review of all senators.
Order sustained. And with that motion, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Secretary of Senate, PI.
Communication from Senator Creighton O. Duncan of Sino County.
February 17, 2025. Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, President pro tempore. The Senate in section. Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Senator Lawrence, subject, urgent need to reform economic legislation and concession agreements for Liberia's sustainable economic development beyond the present changing global economic trends. The recent decision by the 47th American president to freeze foreign aid, suspend support to United Nations organizations, and shut down USAID operations present both a crisis and an opportunity for Liberia. While these actions severely impact our national budget and development programs, particularly in healthcare and education, they also underscore an urgent truth. Liberia must chart a path towards genuine economic independence and sustainable development. This situation demands immediate legislative action to address three critical areas: restructuring concession agreements, strengthening the liberalization policy, and enhancing anti-corruption measures. First, regarding concession agreements, I propose that the legislature undertake a comprehensive review of all agreements in our extractive and plantation sectors, including but not limited to those involving rubber, timber, iron ore, oil palm, gold, diamond, and crude oil. The renewed agreements must incorporate these essential elements. One, under the first requirement, concessionaires must undertake specific development of infrastructure, such as roads, buildings, and make substantial contributions to the healthcare and education sectors in exchange for the natural resources they extract. These development obligations must be clearly articulated based on where the concession is situated and the urgent needs of the people in that area, particularly addressing the government's current infrastructure gaps. Each agreement must specify the exact nature, timeline, and scope of these development projects with clear penalties for non-compliance. Secondly, we must mandate that concessions manufacture at least 60% of the extracted raw materials into finished or semi-finished goods within Liberia, given what is being extracted. This requirement is non-negotiable and essential for creating employment opportunities and developing our industrial capacity. The remaining 40% may be exported only after meeting domestic processing requirements. This will ensure that Liberia begins to build its manufacturing base and create meaningful employment opportunities for our citizens. Third, and most critically, Liberia must cease accepting paper money, digital, and fiat currency in exchange for our precious natural resources, particularly gold and diamonds. These are finite, irreplaceable natural resources that cannot be equated to paper currency, which can be printed at will by foreign governments. Therefore, concessions and companies dealing in these resources must deposit 50% of their actual physical production into the country's national reserve or convert it directly into tangible infrastructure development as specified above in the first requirement. Only the remaining 50% may be exported. This policy will ensure that Liberia builds its national reserves for precious metals and minerals rather than accepting potentially devaluing paper money. Fourth, we must establish robust environmental and social responsibility requirements for all concessionaires. Each company must conduct regular environmental impact assessments, implement community benefit agreements with affected populations, and maintain strict environmental protection standards. These agreements must prioritize the preservation of our natural environment while ensuring that local communities directly benefit from resource extraction activities in their areas. Fifth, the government must maintain strong enforcement mechanisms and be prepared to terminate the contracts of any concessionaires unwilling to comply with these new requirements. This includes regular audits, performance reviews, and clear penalties for violations. We must make it explicitly clear that Liberia welcomes only those investors who are prepared to partner in our development under these new terms. The government should not hesitate to replace non-compliant concessionaires with investors who respect our national development goals. Regarding the liberalization policy, we must acknowledge that the current global economic challenges demand a fundamental shift in how we approach national development and business ownership. The policy as it stands has failed to create the intended transformation of our economy into one truly owned and operated by Liberians. A prime example of this failure can be seen in our construction sector, where Liberian engineers, despite graduating from the same institutions with comparable or better grades than their foreign counterparts, are consistently overlooked for major projects. This must change through concrete action. To strengthen the liberalization policy, we must first establish a robust national enterprise development fund, specifically designed to provide essential equipment, technical support, and initial capital to Liberian-owned firms. This fund should be managed transparently with clear criteria for support and accountability measures. We must move beyond merely reserving certain business sectors for Liberians on paper and instead actively create the conditions for the Liberian businesses to succeed. This includes implementing a comprehensive apprenticeship program that pairs Liberian professionals with international experts for knowledge transfer, particularly in technical fields such as engineering, manufacturing, construction, and agriculture. Furthermore, the policy must mandate graduated local content requirements across all sectors of our economy. These requirements should start at achievable levels and increase progressively over time, allowing Liberian businesses to build capacity and experience. We must also provide tax incentives and other financial benefits to businesses that exceed their local employment and training targets, creating a positive reinforcement system for companies that generally contribute to the Liberian professional development. And this is very important. Regarding the critical issues of corruption, we must recognize that no economic reforms or policy initiative would succeed if we do not address the systemic corruption that plagues our institutions. The case of the National Disaster Management Agency, which is under my oversight jurisdiction, where the current administration of that agency claimed to expend over US $500,000 for projects done by the previous administration, is not an isolated incident, but rather a symptom of a deeper problem that requires systemic solution. To combat corruption effectively, we must first strengthen the oversight powers of legislative committees. This means providing committees with dedicated investigative staff, technical experts, and the authority to compel testimony and documentation from government ministries required to conduct quarterly performance review of the agencies under their jurisdiction, with public hearings as head of March, make their presentations and publish reports from the committee. We must also establish an independent audit task force specifically focused on reviewing concession agreements and their implementation. This task force should have the authority to conduct unannounced inspections, review financial records, and recommend immediate corrective actions. To support this effort, we need to implement a strong whistleblower protection program, the WISPRO program, that provides legal safeguards and incentives for public servants who expose corruption. Furthermore, all government agencies must be subject to regular performance audits that go beyond mere financial reviews to examine the actual impact and effectiveness of their programs. Audits should be conducted by independent firms with no ties to the agencies being audited, and the results must be made public. The current practice of agencies reporting their achievements, as demonstrated by the National Disaster Management Agency's misrepresentation, must end. Madam President Pro Tempore, the global economic landscape is changing rapidly. Our over-dependence on foreign aid has left us vulnerable despite our abundant natural resources. The time has come to transform our economy through bold legislative action that prioritizes Liberian interests and ensures that our natural resources truly benefit our people. I urge the Senate to act swiftly on these proposals by starting with the setting up of a national committee comprising of members of the legislature, Liberian legal consultants, and international partners to develop the legal framework that will lead to the reform legislations and laws. Our citizens deserve nothing less than the complete transformation of how we manage our resources and develop our economy. Respectfully submitted. Yours sincerely.
Wow.
Creighton O. Duncan, Senator, Sando County, Vice Chair, Ways, Means, Finance and Budget, and Chair, Autonomous Agencies and Commission. Madam President Pro Tempore.
You got copies of my letter?
Distinguished colleagues,
Creighton?
that was a reading of a communication or proposal from Senator Duncan of Sando County. What is your will and pleasure? Senator Dopo?
Madam President Pro Tempore, distinguished Senator, having listened to the reading of the communication from Senator Creighton Ome Duncan, given the fact that this communication borders on concession and its sustainability and enforcement, I move, if I can obtain a second, that the communication be referred to the Committee on Concession, and that Senator Duncan be given a maximum of 2 minutes to express his concern. If I can obtain a second.
Before we sit in that motion, are you ready to vote? On readiness, Senator Chair? Chair.
On readiness, I'll be ready to vote if the
Moving.
So accept.
Any other on readiness? Okay, we're all there on readiness. Clear, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Senator, 2 minutes to brief us on your dissertation.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. You please send Senator Snow back to Echo One. I didn't hear the protest saying we are ready from you. Well, I put them to all seriousness. I think the honeymoon of the Liberian Senate 1 year is over. And I believe it is time for us to put our feet down and work for the Liberian people. You have noticed over the time, Madam Pro Tempore, our people are restless about our performances within the national legislature. At most times, we get a slap in the faces that we are ineffective and we are not doing anything for them. So I had a long time of thinking, and so I drew up, as all of you say, a recitation. But I feel it is a guideline that if the Senate pay attention to, as I'm recommending, that we have a national committee of the Senate to look at these things and some additional ideas that can be brought in by any member of the floor, so that we can begin making hard decisions that will affect the livelihood of our people. I believe if we pay attention to what I recommended in this, or what I'm suggesting in this document, it will help to open job opportunities for our graduates from the various universities. It will help to improve the economy by making the central bank stronger, having a strong reserve currency, or making our Liberian dollar to be more effective and stronger. I strongly believe that our country is being exploited, Honorable Pro Tempore. These people come into our country, take what they can take from us, we get nothing back but little revenue. In the end, the country gets richer. And honestly speaking, within this, if this committee can be set up, which I hope to be part of, there will be a lot of recommendations that foreigners cannot come and even do Class B mining in this country. It should be only for Liberians. Only Class A for serious mining operations. I want us to make a way that the Liberian people can see that we are fighting for them, instead of them saying that we are fighting for ourselves. So the communication is self-explanatory. I don't have to recount what was read, but I'm pleading to plenary through you to establish a committee to review all of the lapses that we have been going through, that we have to correct our mistakes over the period of years. And this is what I'm trying to pray to plenary for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. We already have a joint committee to look at that. So since you're the author, you can work with the committee to make sure that you provide the information that I need. We'll look at it as a reform project. Thank you. Secretary. We got confirmation report?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that before they appear. Is the minister here?
Personally?
Okay.
Confirmation report. Report of the Senate Statutory Committee on Internal Affairs, Good Governance and Reconciliation, and the confirmation hearing of 3 nominees designate of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of River County held in the conference room. Recommendation. Following a thorough evaluation of the nominees, analysis of their oral statements, and answers to questions posed to them by the committee members and other senators present, and their willingness to serve their county, the Senate Committee on Internal Affairs, Good Governance and Reconciliation is convinced that the following 3 nominees of River County have the requisite education background and working experiences to effectively and proficiently manage the affairs of the positions to which they have been nominated to serve. Wherefore, in view of the foregoing, the committee without any reservation recommends the plenary of the Liberian Senate to unanimously nominate 1. Honorable Vicky, Commissioner, Township, Sabo District. Honorable Alfonso Jala, Relieving Commissioner, Sabo Statutory District. And Honorable Afe Nyon Tenu, Commissioner, Panton Wion, Tiempo Statutory District. River G County. Done this 6th day of February 2025 in committee room. Signed, Senator J. Glebo Brown, co-chair. Signed, Senator Joseph K. Jala, member. Signed, Senator Boto Kane, member. Signed, Senator Simeon B. Taylor, member. Signed, Senator J. Wellington Gibbon Smith, member. Madam Pro Tem, the reading of the report from the Committee on Internal Affairs on the confirmation.
Distinguished colleagues, you've heard the reading of confirmation reports from local government, 2 counties. So, okay, you have to read the second one. So, for the, okay.
Report of the Senate Committee on Internal Affairs, Good Governance and Reconciliation on the confirmation hearing of 6 nominees of the Ministry of Internal Affairs for Monrovia County, held in the conference room. Recommendation. Wherefore, in view of the foregoing, the committee, without any reservation, recommends to the plenary of the Liberian Senate to unanimously confirm the following nominees. 1. Honorable Florence King, Commissioner Designate, Gawlo Township. 2. Honorable Theodosia M.D. Quina, Mayor Designate, Clay Ashland City. 3. Honorable Mali Rains, Millsboro Township. 4. Honorable John Minor, City Mayor Designate, Bentor City. 5. Honorable Ezekiel Tamba, Commissioner Designate, Kingsville Township. And 6. Honorable Nathaniel Holder, Commissioner Designate, Coastalville Township. During this 6th day of February 2025 in committee room. Signed, Senator J. Glebo Brown, co-chair. Signed, Senator Joseph K. Jala, member. Signed, Senator Boto Kane, member. Signed, Senator Simeon B. Taylor, member. And signed, Senator Wellington Gibbon Smith, member. Madam President, Pro Tempore, the reading of the report. Monserrato and River G.
Distinguished colleagues, you've heard the reading of 2 confirmation reports of local government officials from Monserrato and River G County. What is your will and pleasure? Senator Batikwa?
Madam Presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the reading of the report of the Committee on Internal Affairs that was asked to do due diligence to Liberians from the counties of Monserrato and River G, nominated by the President, having completed craving for the endorsement of these Liberians for confirmation, I move that the recommendation be endorsed and we vote by county collectively. If I will appear second.
Whoever restating the motion, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Senator Senate, vote on the record.
When we reach the township, we vote one. We reach the township, we vote one.
Monrovia County. Senator Sahali Joseph. Senator Abraham Dawes Dillon.
Senator, don't you?
Grand Bassa County. Senator Mesonga M. Finley. Yes. Sando County. Senator Councilor Augustine Che. Senator Christian O. Duncan. Liberian County. Senator J. Blabo Brown. Senator James P. Barney. Grand Kidman County. Senator Simeon Boyman Taylor. Senator Daba Mabani Dabla. Bon County. Senator Prince Kemon Moy. Senator Johnny K. Behe. Nimba County. Senator Nyandi Twandi Jr. Grand Judah County. Senator Zoe Maria Peno. Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle. Lofa County. Senator Councilor Joseph K. Jala. Senator Monty Sowers. Bombing County. Senator Edwin Medlin Snow Jr. Senator Ellis Jenegai Tyler. Margilly County. Senator Anthony James Emmanuel Lukwe. Senator Nathaniel F. McGill. Riverside County. Senator Wellington G. Von Smith. Senator Bill Tiatuawi.
I will abstain from voting for any local government until Riverside local government will be put on the floor, so I abstain.
Miami County, Senator Anthony James Emmanuel Lukwe. Senator James Emmanuel Lukwe. Voting on local government, Masuralo and River. Grand Creek County, Senator Professor Abbott Tubachie. Senator Nimino T.H. Batekwa. River County, Senator Jonathan Borcha Sobwe. Senator Francis Estopu II. Babulu County, Senator Boto Kane. Senator Amara M. Connor. Madam Senator Temporary, distinguished senators, 20 senators voted in favor, 1 abstained, total votes 21.
With that report, the nominees are confirmed. Secretary of Senate, we communicate that. So we have the appearance of the ministers and directors. That's next on the agenda. And it will be Secretary of Senate, Senator G. Von Smith, Senator Brown, our warning. Senator Sir Joseph, warning. What is it? the hearing. Do you have any information on that, Secretary of Senate?
Madam President, pro tempore, distinguished members of the Senate, I received a text from the acting Minister of Justice. It reads, "Good morning, sir.
Can we hear the text? Can we hear the text? Yeah, listen
Good
to
morning,
the,
sir. Please call me. It's urgent. We are scheduled to appear before
Sarah,
the
can you
Senate.
listen to the text? Then you
We are scheduled to
order denied. All your orders denied. Secretary of Senate,
We
please
are-
read the text.
We are scheduled to appear before the Senate at 1 p.m. But we are at the House of Representatives for a hearing now. Based upon that, I called him to communicate with him. He said that they are in a section at the Executive Pavilion where the members of the House of Representatives conducting hearings for them. He's seeing 3 ministers that we invited. 2 ministers and the NRC boss.
So they are in a session with the House of Representatives. Do we wait for them or do we reschedule? And then we have AOB. What do we have on our AOB?
Issues.
Huh? All right, so the Judicial Committee will present a report on Thursday about the categories for the, what was it? Asset declaration to see if local government officials are exempted from that. So Judicial will look forward to that report on Thursday. Thank you. Motion to adjourn.